simple calendar and the round robin calendar are almost alike in the settings, except for the round robin calendar allows you to round robin a single calendar. So basically you have a single calendar, but it can be round robin to different people on your team. So let's go ahead and select that. We'll just say we're going to call this a sales calendar because this could be your sales team. We would want to select the users to be on this round robin calendar, and then we'll call this sales demo calendar. We can set the meeting duration. We've gone over all of these details, so I'll go over these briefly. But the meeting duration, is it 45 minutes? Is it an hour? Is it 30 minutes? The booking day available. Remember that we talked earlier about having your individual users set up their availability on their individual calendars. So if they're syncing a simple calendar and then they have their availability as well on the user account, now we've got everything in sync, so when they sync up their calendars, we can see when the user is actually available. So this booking availability is related to this calendar. When do you want your sales team or your service team or whatever team that you're going to have share this calendar? When do you want them to be available? A lot of times the round robin is for sales teams or people that you schedule who would be talking about your products or your services. So think of it as like a sales team type calendar. Then you would set your days of availability. In this particular round robin, when you're doing sales, you're not necessarily taking a payment, but this could be a consulting calendar. Maybe you've got 3 consultants that work with you, and they get paid for the time that is spent on the calendar. So this would be a great way to add payments. When you click on advanced settings, it's also going to bring you back to the advanced details. This is where you can upload a calendar logo, give your calendar a name, a description. You can connect it to a group. But one thing that's different on the round robin calendar is when we scroll down here, it's going to say appointment distribution. Do we want to optimize for availability or do we want to do it based on equal distribution? What does this mean? Optimizing for availability checks each user's calendar to see when they're available. And then whoever's available gets booked. And you can set these by priority. So demo user 1 could be high priority, meaning they are the first one to check. Medium priority or low priority would be the next person. So an example would be if you had 3 people on your team, high priority gets this one, medium priority, and then you might put another person for low priority. They're the last one checked, meaning the high priority, the system is going to look for their availability here as high priority. If they're not available, it's going to go to the medium priority and so forth. Right here where it says custom, this is where you would select, is it a Zoom, a Google Meet, a phone, or a full address meeting? So where this comes in handy in round robin is selecting calendars that you want to connect to, especially when it comes to Zoom, Google, full address, or just a phone appointment. So think of it like this. If you're a consultant, is it going to be a Zoom call or a Google Meet call? Or is it just going to be a phone sales appointment? Or are they coming to your physical location for this appointment? And then, of course, you'd want to put the meeting location here as well, if it's a full address or the phone number that they need to call. And that's your meeting details for the round robin. Availability goes to the same thing, selecting the available time of the calendar, setting it in intervals, durations, how many days do you want to notice, what's the date range available, how far can they book out on the calendar, 30, 60, 90, or are you going to show a whole year's worth of calendars? How many bookings per day? This is important in round robin. So if you've got 3 people on your sales team and they work from 8 to 5, how many booking per day will you allow? You can leave this blank and then you can just go to maximum booking per slot. We see how it says per user. So it means each user can only be in one appointment, but you could have 10 appointments per day. So user 1 could have their appointment, user 2 could be in the same appointment slot. Let's say they selected 8 a.m. The minimum booking would be 8 a.m. for user 1, user 2, user 3. And there's a little note here, maximum number of appointments permitted per slot for the user. If the number of appointments exceeds for the given slot for the user, then it switches over to the next round robin queue and marks the slot unavailable. Really cool little tool here. Buffer time, how much time do you need in between each meeting? Sometimes people book 15 minutes so they don't do back-to-back meetings. That's important. Forms and payments, it's the same screen you saw before. We're not selecting payments on this, but if you were, this is where you would select your forms, and then down here select your payment information. Notification and additional options, this is going to be the same thing. Are we sending them an acknowledge email? Who would you like to receive the notification? And remember, you can also set these in workflows as well, or you can set them here. And then right here, allow Google Calendar to send invites and updates. That's so if somebody has a Google Calendar, they can be updated on Google. This is usually what you want to do. Assign the contact to their prospective calendar team member each time an appointment is booked. The contact is assigned. Skip assigning contact if the contact already has an assigned user. You can also select that as well. And again, that only pops up depending on if the contact has an assigned user. Customizations here again, adding your awesome cover image, or if you just want to go with classic, you don't need an image. Allow staff selection during booking. This would mean if we had it on Neo, we could select this and they could select person 1, 2, or 3 as well. And that can only be done on the Neo calendar. Then, of course, you got your cancellation, reschedule, and allow cancellation, and your additional notes. And that's your customization for the round robin calendar. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And let's go find that round robin that we just did. Let me come back in here and edit this so you can see. And here's the round robin. Now, if you want to come in and edit the calendar, you can simply just select these 3 dots and select edit. While we're in here, let me go ahead and show you the action drop-down options. You can duplicate a calendar. You can copy an embed code, meaning you can take that code and put it onto an external website. You can copy the permanent link, copy the scheduling link. You can deactivate the calendar. You can move the calendar to a group, which we'll be going over here shortly. And of course, you can delete the calendar. I want to explain to you what copy permanent link means and copy schedule link. Whenever you create an appointment calendar, it creates what's called a permanent link. The permanent link is a link that you can use over and over again, even if you rename the scheduling link. Let's go in here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's go into edit. And we look at our team calendar, we have the meeting details here. This is the custom URL. So this is what you named the appointment link. So if later down the line you change this name, a permalink will work no matter what you change the URL. So if you're doing marketing, for example, email marketing or text marketing, or you've created some email or SMS templates, you want to use the permanent link when you're creating those pre-made templates. So that way, if you ever change the name, you don't have to go back over and do all that work again. So using the permalink when you're sending out those emails, the email campaigns, or you're setting up your templates is what I recommend using for those. The copy schedule link is the direct link that takes them to that name of the link that you had. And that's how easy it is to set up a round robin calendar.